Good morning, besties. First off, I'd like to start with an apology. I could not handle the heat anymore. I had to shave my mustache and my beard. You're probably going to see by the title of this that this is an anti-writing challenge or something like that. It's kind of a call to action. So I announced my plans in advance this time instead of leaving it in secret. I'm going to be dropping a new fiction in December, and you're probably looking at this like, why announce this now? I'm going for December 6th because and this is like kind of like for newer authors and more established authors that are dropping something new. You're welcome to join. If you're listening to this, watching this, podcasting it on your run, like, you're welcome to join. But you don't have like hard rules about it. But right now I'm at 25 people that are going to launch on the same day, right? So they're going to drop a web serial on Royal Road and potentially novelizing on December 6th, 2025. So in web serial space, the big guy is Royal Road, and Royal Road does Write-a-thon in November and April. And Write-a-thon goes from November 1st to December 5th. It's like 35 days, 555 words, 55,555 words, right? And then it cuts off on December 6th. They're like, oh, here are the winners. Great. I did Write-a-thon a couple times. That's how I got Game Manager, Caravan of Lights, and Sect Leader. Sect Leader of Community Magazine. I'm not doing Write-a-thon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the next 5 months writing my next series, probably starting in August. I have about 2 chapters into this series that I'm going to start launching in December. It is July 15th, so that gives me about 5 months to prep. And then now if I'm gonna write a chapter a day, I just need to get to like 40 chapters in 5 months. So part of it is, the challenge is to do this in a maintainable way, right? Because if I'm telling you, my social contract is, you will see something new from me at like 9:01 a.m. on December 6th, 2025, then you will see something. Like, I already have 2 chapters of this book. It'll show up. And if I want to keep going, then I have to keep writing, right? That's it. So like, what are the rules? No AI, write whatever you want, but you have to launch with us on the 6th. And like, I was like, okay, well, so like the basic thing is like, if you are in this, we will shout each other out. And for each person that joins, it'll get stronger, right? So if you have 20 people, 20, and at least half are established, right? If I put something up new, I'll automatically get 300 people following it, because that's how many people are checking their stuff. They're like, oh, we would drop something new, great. But then like somebody new might have anybody, so then my people will have a shout out from me to them and be like, I want to check this out. And I'll be like, this is part of a bigger event. It's called Launch of Palooza. And I've kind of helped these people get there, right? And so the social contract is that you will do what you can to get this ready. And that since there's 25 of us, we all want you to succeed, right? So like, if you're struggling, then you're gonna come to Immersive Inc. and I'll probably have I have a thread here called December 6th launches, where I'm just gonna be like, okay, who's having issues with this? Because we have a productivity support group, right? So like if the issue is you are stuck on your plot, right, then we will talk to you about that. If the issue is that you're just not getting words out, then yeah, like then go to productivity. If so, like I'm trying to so at base I'm trying to figure out like, okay, if I give you a nice attainable goal, or I say just write a chapter a day or half a chapter a day, you can still do this with half a chapter a day. You could join this the week before and just be like, hey, I'm gonna just YOLO bolo this, right? Write whatever you want, and then just join us. That's still an option, right? And that's why I'm probably gonna title this the non-challenge launch Palooza, right? Or writing challenge launch Palooza, right? It gives you a social pressure to do the thing, and then Rebels like a freaking challenge, and I'm trying to pick my brain about Rebels. Last night, little Rebel sidebar here. O'Malley, one of my favorite Rebels, he's so eloquent. O'Malley came to the lightning bolt that he cannot work with less than 3 to 4 projects. If he only has one project, he's not able to like execute that correctly the way that he wants to. But if you've got 3 or 4, right, then he can pick and choose what he feels like working on, right? And so now that I'm working on wrapping one project, and I'm like doing baby steps and the other stuff, like plotting it out and like seeing what the character's voice is. I'm just like, okay, I understand that I'm not a rebel, but I understand that, and maybe that might be the thing for other rebels to get, like something like my jar thing, like each creative project, write it down on a strip of paper, put it in a jar, pick whichever one you want to work on that day by drawing it out, so you're not like tied to any one project every day, but like that may or may not work. But if I tell you like, hey, in 5 months we're gonna launch together, you get the benefit of us mutual shouting out, right? You get the benefit of us like working with you, then why not give it a shot, right? Like we want like the network effect of like us working together and succeeding is that we will all do better. So that's going to be on December 6th. I'm going to launch Palooza. 25 people signed up already. And because I'm a masochist, I don't even know I'm a masochist, because I'm a planner, I like little Excel spreadsheets and the colors and the pens and these little things here that Buddha makes me. This, I like this, Mage King. I like all these little people. I already got 5 people for June 2025. For June, I'm looking to do a deck builder thing. A deck builder divas, dungeons, dives. I don't got a good name for it. But so basically, like one of my buddies, Strawberry Rain, is going to miss this by like a month unless she like gets her head together. And I am not inclined to like, so like this is not the kind of thing where you try to stretch to do it. If you can do it, do it. Like that's the idea. But I want this to be done in a sustainable, manageable way. This is not like writing 75 hard. This is not rock up and shut up. This is, we're gonna take 5 months. We're going to learn our cadence and our author voice. And we're going to launch on December 6th. And like every chapter after, so like after chapter 10, I'll have a shout out for everybody who's in that. And then I'm going to probably have a project page. What's happening at the same time is this, in December 5th, December 6th, is like it'll be the Inkies nominations, and I want those to go off of that pitch. So like I can use those to just be like, hey, by the way, can we also mention this? And anything that you put during, anything that you put up during that is going to be eligible for an Inkies award, depending on what it is, what award you can go for. So like that's also the incentive. Like it is an industry award. Kind of, it's like I looked around there for other awards, and I couldn't find one that I liked, or one that was like specific to Prague fantasy and like the adjacent. And I'm like, I'm just gonna make my own. So we made our own, and it went off really well. We had 37 categories. I'll probably just do an Inkies announcement, but basically we'll do nominations in December, and that'll be part of my ask to the guys. It'll be okay, can we talk about this when we do our launch Palooza? Because it'd be great if you just like, hey, not only did I launch something, but I also got a special industry, a fan award at the Inkies for the thing I just launched. So like, you'll feel like really great about what you did. But in June, like I'm a deck builder lover, so I'm gonna try to do a deck builder launches. And the reason I'm picking December and June is they're close enough to, well, April Readathon will be done by then, but like that's 6 months after, right? And that's when I'm gonna launch. So I was already planning to launch then. I'm adding the social pressure of putting other people in this. Just be like, hey, you can set your clock to me, right? This is when I'm gonna launch. You should launch with me. There's some people that launched with me that are on Rising Stars because of it. And that's what some people's goal is, like they just want to get on Rising Stars and get notoriety. Like I'm getting a lot of exposure for Rising Stars. Like 700 people a day are just checking out my work. I'm getting 1,000 views a day. 1,000 people are checking out Bodega Cat a day. Which is great because like 1,000 people read to the end of Sect Leader, and just like it got to 27 Rising Stars 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and now I'm just like, okay, the game is a little different, but I got to 28 so far, and it's still on Rising Stars, so it's still working its way up. So that's the idea. Doing a writing challenge. You're invited. Your mom is invited. Most of it's gonna be on Immersive Ink, although you can follow along here. If you are not a Discord person, you can just drop a comment and just be like, hey, I'm gonna do this, and I'll just be like, okay, I'm gonna hold you accountable. This is our social contract. Understanding that this is very opt-in. I'm not going to hound you to do your stuff unless you specifically also ask me to do that. There's a couple people that do that. Works. Jabroni. Sip. You know who you are. I'm gonna find you, and you will write. And there will be consequences if you do not write. But that's the thing. So I'm probably gonna title this writing challenge, question mark, who knows. But that's the deal. In the comments, if you're gonna write something, tell me what you're gonna write. And then what I'm gonna do is every month I will just do a little thing. So the first month is like, I realized that I dropped my Food Truck Lit RPG series, so the first month's gonna be like, okay, this is my concept. However, I already did the concept for this. This is gonna be Blood Rights and Blood Wrongs. I'm writing a romantasy again. It is going to be very Fae inspired. The main character is going to be a red cap, and she's also going to be middle-aged and not prone to stupid bullshit. And it's going to be a comedy. I want to say found family, but I very much do comedy, and it's going to be so comedy, romantasy, rom-comedy. Fantasy. I don't know. We'll see. But that's enough for this. Next month we're going to talk about blurbs and covers, I think. So by this point in time, you should have decided if you want to do this challenge, and then what you need to do is like write down the date, and then do your backwards planning on if you're going to do a series, a short series. You're going to do 20 chapters. You're going to do like 100 150 chapters like I'm trying to do. I don't know. It's a choice for you to make. And then like look at it like, can I do a chapter a day? Can I do a chapter a week? Whatever that is. If you do a chapter a week, you'd have at least 30 chapters, which means you could do a slow start and you still good, still do great. That's it for this challenge. I will see you next month. This is probably